Hey everyone, this is an introduction to your lidded slab jars that you're going to be making this week. Last week you made a simple slab tray without a lid, and this week the added problem that you're going to have to engineer is to make a lidded slab container with a well-fit lid that stays in place. And here's the specifics. It's going to be no more than 6 inches tall or wide. And the reason for that is so that your lid doesn't slump, especially on this first one. You can make larger things later on with larger lids than that, but for now, let's keep it simple so they don't slump. And if they're 6 inches or less, they don't tend to. You're going to find a solution to this and construct it. Then you're going to take a photograph of your piece, write a brief description of your process in less than 50 words. Keep it brief. You will consolidate everything on a single document, and you will post it here by the due date, which is this coming Sunday night at midnight. You'll then respond to the posts of classmates. So that's how to do this assignment, but researching it in advance is everything. And we're going to use Minoware as our examples, but we're going to range from Minoware. So Minoware, you can see it looks like slabs simply put on the top, but that's deceptive. It's not just put on top. Every kind of lid has some device to hold it in place. Here's one of my favorite examples. These other ones look like they're on top. This goes down inside. See how that has an internal ridge or an internal gallery? So there's other examples too. You can vary your shapes, right? And you can vary the way that your lid looks. It can be puffed up or domed slightly. Or you can, another strategy is to build the whole container as a single piece, even with no opening, and then carefully cut where you want the lid to be. But the problem remains in creating something with the lid that you're going to have to create a device to make the lid stay in place. And we'll talk about that here in just a second. But here's some examples, variations of different kind of shapes that you might make that then have a lid, right? And you might decide that your lid is going to have piercings that could be for incense, of course. Same problems that you had before as far as construction. I suggest that you make a paper model first. That's a great way to just work through problems if you decide on your size and all that kind of stuff. And then your construction is going to be the same as you did with your trays, and you're going to follow the same protocols. You're getting to be a pro at this with working with slabs, but make sure that you're completely scoring all your surfaces and then reinforcing them, as you see here with the reinforcement, to make sure. So all these surfaces were scored and the reinforcements were. Okay. Then you're going to have to be deciding what type of lid. There's a zillion examples, and here's even more in real life. These pieces have been cut in half, and you can pause this and really go up close and have a look at the different types and think what it is what is your solution for yours, right? But this is basically a STEAM assignment. What does that mean? It means we've all heard of STEM, right? And it's part of our educational system, science, technology, engineering, math, but more relevant to our daily lives, including not only practical problem solving, but also our general experience of the yumminess of being, is, in my humble opinion, a more integrated strategy called STEAM, which incorporates an essential component missing in much of our daily interactions and crucial decision making. This component is, wait for it, art, right? Science, technology, engineering, art, and math. You add that to the equation and everything changes. See if you don't think so, then tell a friend. So you'll not only be designing an aesthetic object in this, you're also going to be an engineer, and you're going to be applying and solving a practical solution to a problem, which is how to make a lid that fits. And this will involve considering options. So the first thing you're going to do is think about different ways. And I'm going to show you 3 here. But here's a bunch of examples, but I'm going to show you 3 that I think are the simplest. The first is a simple lid with a flat lid with a flange, right? And we saw this example. Oh, it's just a slab put on top. No, it's not. It's just a slab put on top. No, it's not. It's more complicated than that. slab on top. It looks fine, but it would just slide off if that's all it was a slab. What it has, here's a slab, but it's just puffed up a little bit. Here's a slab just puffed up a little bit. Here's a series of slabs made, but it's not just set on top. It has an internal flange, a lid with a flange. So this thing here coming down is what is important, this, because it fits down into the piece and keeps this slab. If it was all by itself here, that slab would just slide right off, right? Okay, so that is an internal flange solution, and that's pretty simple. You can first decide your slab shape, make it fit, then figure out how to put this on the slab to hold it in place. Okay, another solution, 2 out of 3, is an internal gallery, and that is this thing here. So an internal gallery, the things fit down into an internal gallery. The lid fits down inside. This lid fits down inside. This lid fits down inside, and you can see the slight walls that come up to hold it in place. Same thing here, and same thing here. The Oribe example from Mino, right? This fits down into this gallery. All right, so it's an internal gallery. So you're going to create the internal gallery that the lid fits down into, if this is your choice. You can also do a slight variation on that, which is to have a dome to the top, right? And the dome lid is a good solution or choice for a lid wider than 6 inches because it provides an architectural support. So let's say, for example, in the future, you're going to do something. I want to make it bigger than 6 inches. I want a big thing because I want to make a casserole. Well, in that case, your lid might be 10 inches or 12 inches. So you would want to make a dome here so that it would not slump and it would retain its shape. Anyways, that's the trick of the dome with a large lid. So yours does not have to have that, though, if it's only 6 inches or less. So here's your internal gallery, right? Here's the internal gallery of the piece that you made, and you're going to have to devise how to construct that if that's your choice. And here's just a great example. Remember, your pieces can be square, rectangular, or they could be oval or round. I just really find this an attractive kind of oval shape, and this has an internal gallery, and the lid was made to curve slightly. So not only is it structurally a little more sound and won't slump, but also it kind of goes with the form. It aesthetically fits to the piece. Same thing here, internal gallery, but with an arched or domed lid. Same thing here, slightly raised. Same thing here. And this one, of course, is the one with piercing, but it also has a domed lid that fits into an internal gallery. All right. The last one I'll show you, the last option, is to have a cap lid. So cap lids fit on top, usually down on top of a shoulder. So there's no internal ridge. The cap itself or the lid itself fits over the top of your piece. So it's a different strategy and a different way of thinking about it. That's what this one did. That's what this one does. This dome fits down on top of the piece. And here's what it looks like in a simple form. This cap fits on top, but there's this internal ridge here that stands up. So this ridge here holds this in place from just sliding around. So again, here it is. This goes over onto a small little shoulder that holds it in place. And in this case, this cap lid goes flush all the way out to the container side. And that might be an aesthetic choice because you just want it to look continuous and flush. Oops. Let's not move this stuff around, Mark. Okay, let's put it back where it's supposed to go. Fun with the mouse. Okay. All right. So there's an example. Here's another example. Each of these is stacking pieces, by the way. And then it has a lid. So this is for various condiments. And here's another example. And you're thinking, well, it's just a box and they cut it. No, they didn't. They added an internal ridge so that this will stay in place. Oh, they just made a box. They made a box, maybe, in one piece. And yes, maybe they then cut it. But then they added this internal ridge, which is crucial. So the moral of the story is your job is not only to be an artist and a designer, to make an aesthetically pleasing lidded container, no wider or taller than 6 inches, you are also going to create a lid that stays in place and fits well, right? No more. Now go find some examples that you like. That's important. Look broadly and find something you really think is appealing, and then make a lidded jar. I'm really looking forward to it. You guys are doing a great job so far. Amazing job on your trays, and this is just an added step, an added complexity, and we'll just keep building up the techniques, and pretty soon you'll be doing incredibly complex stuff. All right, goodbye.